Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. And now, at this time, this discussion from Group 9. I'm Rima Melati S, a moderator, and there is Regina Widi and then Shelly Hapita. Our material is about UNESCO, or United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. And let's start to the material. Next. There are material about UNESCO, first definition, and then history, purpose, assignment, activities, heritage, media, and four pillars of education. And the first presenter is Shelly Hapita. Shelly, time yours.
Thank you, Rima. Hello, everyone. My name is Shelly Hapita, and I will discuss about definition of UNESCO. UNESCO stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. UNESCO itself is an international organization under the PDB that takes care of all matters related to education, science, and culture in order to increase mutual respect based on justice, the rule of law, and human rights. UNESCO has 191 member countries. The organization is headquartered in Paris, France, with 50 circuit offices as well as institutions and institutes around the world. UNESCO has 5 main programs which are designed through education, natural science, social science, and human culture, and communication and information. Next. History of UNESCO. UNESCO was founded in 1945 as the successor to the League of Nations International Committee on Intellectual Cooperation. Its constitution establishes the agency's goals, governing structure, and operating framework. UNESCO and its mandate for international cooperation can be traced back to a League of Nations resolution on 21st September 1921. Next. The International Institute for Intellectual Cooperation, IIIC, was then created in Paris in September 1924 to act as the executing agency for ICIC. However, the onset of World War II legally interrupted the work of this producer organization. As for private entities, the International Bureau of Education (IBE) began to work as a non-governmental organization in the service of international educational development since December 1924 and joined UNESCO in 2021 after having established a joint commission in 1952. Next. Purpose of UNESCO. Number one, increase cooperation between countries in the world in the fields of education, science, and culture. Number two, carry out activities or illiteracy, as well as learning obligations for all the people of member countries. Number three, raising the dignity and degree of human life. Then another purpose of UNESCO is to contribute to the building of peace, the eradication of poverty, sustainable development, and intercultural dialogue through education, science, culture, communication, and information. Another priorities of the organization include achieving quality education for all and lifelong learning, addressing emerging social and ethical challenges, promoting cultural diversity, community culture, knowledge, peace, and inclusive development through information and communication, and broad goals and concert targets of the international community as start in international agreed development goals, including the Millennium Development Goals indicates underpin all UNESCO strategies and activities. The next material will be discussed by Regina. Regina, please.
Okay, thank you, Shelly. And after we discuss the definition, history, and purpose, now we will discuss the task of UNESCO, which aims to be able to support peace and security by promoting cooperating between countries through science, education, and culture to increase mutual respect based on justice, human rights, the rule of law, as well as important freedom. And of course, the purpose of UNESCO is very important for every country in around the world. Next. Next, we will discuss the activities of UNESCO. We know that UNESCO implements its activities through 5 programs area. First, education. Second, natural science. Third, social human science. Fourth, culture. And finally is communication and information. Next, UNESCO has other activities, including promoting events such as International Decade for the promoting of a culture of peace and non-violence for the children of the world 21 until 2010, proclaimed by the UN in 1998 and many more. Okay, the next will be explained by Rima Melati.
Okay, thank you, Regina. And next, we will discuss about the of UNESCO. Next. And there is 5 cultural heritage in Indonesia have been included in the list of cultural heritage that have been internationally recognized through UNESCO, namely first Borobudur Temple, and the Borobudur was designed a World Cultural Heritage by UNESCO in 1991, located in the Keduvili, Central Java, and Borobudur is the one of the largest Buddhist monuments in the world. A second cultural landscape of Subak Bali. Subak is a community organization to manage the rice fall irrigation system for the Bali gods. And then legacy of Om Bilin culminating in Sawah Lunto 2012, and there is a high quality culminating process in Sumatra. And then Prambanan Temple, it is the largest temple complex dedicated to Shiva in Indonesia. And then Sangiran Orlimen, and there is one of the main cultural heritage to introduce human evolution. And then next, there is media for UNESCO and its special institution ISO a number of magazines. The UNESCO Career magazine states its mission to promote UNESCO ideals, maintain a platform for the dialogue between culture, and provide a forum for international debate. And since March 2006, it has been available online with limited print uses. Its article express the opinion of the others, which are not necessarily the opinions of UNESCO, and there was a hits in publishing between 2012 and 2017. And then there is 4 pillars of education. So in an effort to improve equality in a nation, it can be done through improving the quality of education, and the UNESCO or the United Nations through the education scientific and cultural organization institution which has engaged in education knowledge and culture has declared four pillars of education, namely first learning to know, and the first pillars mean that students are encouraged to seek and gain as much knowledge as possible through experience, and then second learning to do, and the second pillars emphasize the importance of the interaction, and students are invited to participate in solving problems. And then third, learning to be, the third pillars means that the importance of educating and training students, and then learning to live together. And the last pillars mean to instill awareness of students that they are part of a community group. And that's all for us. Thank you very much for your attention. Hopefully, it can be useful for all of us. Sorry for mistakes, and let's continue to the question and answer in the e-notes. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.